Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast, your weekly dose of many discussions and opinions, a show where we get comfortable being uncomfortable. And remember, no topic is off limits. Now let's talk about it. I'm on a new vibration, yeah. Oh, baby, you break my soul. Y'all, I be thinking I'm a singer and I'm not. But we are back. Oh my God. I don't even know how many weeks it's been. And I, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, don't even care. Let me tell you how I've just been so busy with this full on. It's no longer a transition, y'all. If you heard episode 106, if you heard episode 105 with my guest, Melanie, you know I decided to name this a full contrast. And please forgive the traffic outside because this is New York City and New York City is going to be New York fucking City. But I've just been busy. I've been super busy, consumed, just trying to fix everything up in a way that I can go through my contrast from one level in my career to the next level up. Yeah, it is required a round of applause. Oh, sorry, but it did. Anyway, I'm super happy, super proud, super excited, nervous, nervous, because I don't think I dived too much into the details of how this shit happened, but it happened. And so I definitely wanted to come on this Solita episode, come back to this platform, come back to you, my listeners. Shout out to the new listeners. One more round of applause for the new listeners who are downloading the episodes, because I have not dropped a new one and I'm still getting downloads. Shout out to y'all. Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast. Not be forgetting to do the proper introduction. Wow. Okay. So welcome back, guys, to another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast. I am your host, Miss D. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's just been just so much going on, and me just trying to fix my life up to make this change in this contrast shift so beautifully. And I wanted to come back to this platform, dive right in. I hope I sound as refreshed as I feel right now, because I'm smiling from cheek to cheek, because I'm just excited. I'm excited. So let me give you the details of how this shit happened, right? As you guys may remember, a little over a year ago, I was given an opportunity in a different area of the industry I have built my career in. And don't get me wrong, right? We don't regret shit. We welcome and we embrace all experiences, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to learn from all of it. We're supposed to grow from it, whether it's easy, not so easy, terribly difficult, fucking hard as fuck, but we're supposed to learn from all of it, right? And I want to say that as much as this has been by far, it's by far the toughest year of my life, just going through so many ups and downs and so much shit with this phase of my career. I've learned the most from it. Y'all know I needed to and wanted to have that next step in my career life for myself, for me, for what my goals were. And I did get it. And I got an opportunity that I stepped into that was not what I expected. That was an opportunity for me to build it. And I want to believe that I did build it to what I know my expertise shines in. And while I was given that opportunity, there was still something not feeling right. And it's been feeling like this for quite some time. And if you guys have been following me and you guys have been listening, you guys know, and I've shared this here, and definitely for all of you who attended my live show back in April of 2021 here in New York City, you guys know that I definitely went through this moment in my life with my therapist, and just almost going into that depressive state, right? where it was just really, really bad. It was really, really bad with my old job. And so to go into this phase of my career thinking and believing that this was going to be better, there was a lot more that I learned, but I'd be lying to you if I say it was wholesome in the sense that I was purely vibing and thriving, ever so healthy mentally. I was not. At one point, I knew that this was no longer for me because it was doing more harm than good. And so I made the decision at that point to start seeing what else is out there, what else is next, right? And here I am. I'm checking, these other opportunities out. I'm seeing what else is out there. I'm actually shooting my shot a little bit farther, right? I'm going for the 3-pointers here, right? And I'm thinking, well, fuck it. What's the worst I could say? No, you're not a good fit for this, right? But I know my work speaks for itself. I know my list on my resume speaks for itself, right? I know what my strengths are. I know what my experience says. I know that, right? So at the end of the day, it was about, you're not showing your shot. That's a whole miss right there. So what the fuck? So here I am. I'm looking, I'm applying, and nothing is really coming through. And there was some interviews and there was some opportunities that seemed like it was almost there and it was almost right. This would be dope and this would be a good opportunity. And maybe this is it. And then it wasn't, right? There was some that were complete red flags from jump. And let me say this, when we're on these journeys, right? It's okay for you to also interview them and to see if this is in fact a good opportunity for you and it's a good fit for you, because that shit matters too, y'all. So there was some that were complete red flags that just did not sit well with me at all. And I was just like, no, this ain't gonna happen. This is not it, right? I need to capture these red flags just as much in a relationship with an employer like it is in a relationship with a human being, okay? You heard that for the people in the back. Just as much with an employer, a relationship with an employer, as a relationship with a regular human being. Like, no, catch them red flags and pay attention to them, baby. Okay. Anyway, so kept on catching some red flags. I'm like, no, this ain't it. Back the fuck off, T. Back the fuck off. And so I did. And the next thing you know, right? All of a sudden, there's just this opportunity I come across. And I go for it. And all of a sudden, it was no longer a 3-pointer, right, that I was aiming for. It was no longer that. It was, I want to say, 2 points. It was more lateral than anything. It was definitely something that I knew I could fucking do and I knew I was going to thrive in. But it was after meeting the parties involved. It was after conversation. It was after getting to know everyone and them getting to know me, and then showing my work, because how that good old saying says and goes, your work speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen. And I said this in the last Solita episode 106. Check it out. All of a sudden, the opportunity evolved all by itself and it leveled up all on its own. And I was actually given an opportunity where it said, you know what? Not it. They said, you know what? You deserve more. You're worth more. Your work speaks for itself. What you have right here, this expertise of yours speaks for itself. You don't deserve this. You deserve this. And I know this is what you're looking for, but you should be deserving of this amount. And honestly, it is for the first time in my life where I truly see, and I could not go another week without sharing this with y'all, because like I said, I'm in full contrast shifting. Such a big shift in my career path, right? I could not go another week without sharing with y'all just how much this moment of my life, this contrast, this contrasting shift, this moment where I really uplifted it in so much faith. Because if you listen to episode 106, Shady Protection, I went through some shit. If you've listened to several of the most recent episodes, there was some shit going on for it to even affect my professional career. And I left it all in God's hands. If you've been vibing with me from the very beginning of this platform and this podcast, one of the things I said is I would like to come back and find my faith again. I would like to connect with God again, because I am a young I was a young woman who was raised in the church, going to church every Sunday, completing all her sacraments, going to church with her mom on Sundays, going to classes, learning in classes during the week, after school, after dinner, going to Sunday church, reading at church, reading the scriptures. Like, this is who Daisy was. Ask La Chowder whenever you see her. But this was me. And at some point, there were some tests that I did question, God. There was some moments and events, and there was this one time where I just completely pulled away and I did lose myself a little bit. And the questions were really, really strong questions, right? And I just wasn't getting answers. And then I finally came to the space where it's like, I want to find my connection again with God. I want to find that faith again. I want to come back to that. And ever since the beginning of this platform, I've shared that. Ever since the beginning of this podcast, I have poured my heart out to you, and I've said that time and time again. And after going through this experience simultaneously, where there was someone coming for, attacking my professionalism, my career, my name, my personal brand, right? Me putting that in God's hands, and at the same time, going through this moment where I am showing what I can do, what I'm about, what I have to offer, what I bring to the table. And it being recognized for greatness, it being recognized for something so much higher and far more elevated than what I could have ever imagined, and me being told about myself in the most gratifying, in the most complimentary way ever, to be told that the way I handle myself and the way I demonstrate what I'm about and what I could do is phenomenal, is beyond what they have ever seen. It is by far the greatest blessing ever. And I am by far so grateful that I left that also in God's hands. And in the toughest of the toughest things I've ever been through, and if you've read my ebook, there was that one time I hit rock bottom. There was that one time I went through the toughest of the toughest motherfucking times that really brought me down. Check my link in my bio, boo, because you should read that little ebook. Because the next one is finally going to come out, I promise. But this has got to be one of those moments where it was definitely the equivalent of the toughest time of my entire life. And the assignment was proving myself. And it wasn't about proving myself to other people and me putting in the work to prove myself. It was about having faith in that, leaving it in God's hands, praying day in and day out, praying every single day, and strengthening myself mentally, emotionally, to keep my chin up and my shoulders back, to know who the fuck I am, right? And realize that me personally, had nothing to prove because it was all already there. And for it to be recognized, for the truth to prevail. Shout out to God. For me to be in a space now where I visualized all of this, where it wasn't just manifesting it. I prayed on it too. I visualized it. I meditated on this. I wrote about it every single day, and I've continued to write every single day about everything that I'm visualizing for myself. And for it to be something that I've been visualizing for the last 7 months, because it was about 7 months ago that I realized this was no longer for me, right? And for it to come true, it's not so much of the number attached to it. It's not so much of the title attached to it. Although, let me just say, thank you, God, on that, because a bitch is going to make moves. But, and I say that ever so humbled. I do. I'm blessed and highly favored, y'all. If my brothers are listening, y'all know what that's about. But it's just about the part where I didn't have to work so hard to prove shit. I didn't have to work so hard to speak on anything. I said my piece. I showed what I needed to show. And everything else just fell right into place because it's what I visualized. And it all became a reality. And so I wanted to come back on this mic and share this with y'all. It's definitely going to be a very short Solita episode. I also want to be very transparent, very candid about something. I have definitely shared on here for several weeks now, multiple weeks, that my second ebook, my journal through mental health, was ready. I might actually change the title. I'll get back to you on that. And it is ready. And the reason why I held back on it is because, boom, that one little shit that just happened recently that I lived through happened. And I said, you know what? This isn't the time for me to be this vulnerable and this open when I'm actually going through something so vividly right now in the moment that is really fucking with my mental again, right? So I wanted to hold back on it until I knew that I was fully emotionally and mentally, that I was fully and mentally prepared to share this side with the world, with my Double Dose of Real Talk podcast listeners world, and be open to any shared experiences, because y'all know I'm always open to that. And so once I am in at least a full month into my new role, which is pretty soon, as I plan to come back from, God willing, right? Like they say in my very Latina household, Dios permita que Dios quiera. After I come back from my vacation at the end of August, you guys will have it. You guys will have the second ebook. I'm going to put the final touches to it. I want to be this much vulnerable because life be life and shit keeps happening. And we going to get through it, baby. We're going to get through it. That's why I've been holding on to it. And I wanted to trust my instincts, trust my heart in this. And I'm glad I did. I also wanted to close this Solita episode out because y'all know I'm always here for the rawness and the raw mess. And there's always time and energy and a microphone right here for me to keep it a little messy. But I just want to get a few things off my chest. Not a few things, a couple of things. Okay, I'm lying. Maybe just one. You know, if y'all been listening to Double Dose of Raw Talk, y'all know I always have a commentary on relationships and relationships, right? And I just want to say, right, you know, I hear so many people, both on a personal level and, you know, social media and just in the public, these ideas of what, you know, commitment looks like, what loyalty looks like, what fidelity looks like, right? Or infidelity, I should say. And I just want to say to all of you who are out there, who are in love hard and love every day and love your partner, your spouse, your little boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, however it is, love hard every single day. Like tomorrow's never promised. I'm all for love. And as long as there's still an ounce of love left, you fight for that love. However, please know your worth. There is no guarantee that the way someone looks will give it a blue check that your partner, just because you a quote unquote baddie or you a fine man, does not mean they're not going to cheat on you. Okay. There's a level of importance in fidelity, and then there's a level of importance in loyalty. For some is one and the same. For others is this versus that, right? There's so much to commitment. There's so much to so many values here, right? And everything means something different to everyone. Everything. I feel like at my very young age of 36 years old, will be 37 in November, I feel like a lot of the times I sit here and I'm like, you know, I don't feel lonely. It just gets a little bit alone up in here sometimes, you know, and sometimes it's like, would I want someone? You know, I question myself. My friends know time and time again. I'm like, I don't know if I want to share my bed with anybody. I think I want to kick them out at a certain point. And I joke a lot about this, right? I joke about how I don't know if I'm ready to fully share space with a grown ass man, right? It sounded so bad. I know. Because it's not like I'm trying to use him either, you know, respectfully. Because there was a point in my life where I was just okay with the casualness, right? But Having a relationship is extremely hard and it's not for everyone. And when you enter that and you commit to it, you are supposed to commit together in it and have a clear understanding of what commitment means to one another and what loyalty means to one another and what respect means to one another and what respect means to one another. And you're supposed to know also what fidelity is to one another as well. And as long as there's an understanding of that and comprehension of that for both parties, or how many parties are involved in your relationship, I think there is a good chance that relationships will succeed. With that being said, goddamn Neo, if y'all been with the shits and just seeing what's been going on in social media, and anybody who knows R&B music, you know, R&B singer, producer, writer, songwriter, Neo, this whole scandal going on with his relationship with his wife, and just, 8 years of lies and deception and cheating and all this other stuff. And so I say that to say, when I say know your worth, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, know your worth. Don't just accept anybody disrespecting whatever it is that you both have had an understanding and comprehension of when it comes to your values for your relationship. Don't allow anybody to step all over you. Don't allow anybody to ever make you feel like you're worth less. And catch those red flags from jump. Yes, we love hard. Yes, we sometimes put our passion for something because we want what we want and we believe it's what we need, and we put that in the forefront, right? And here's your full circle moment. I'm talking about relationships with a regular human being or an employer. Okay, these red flags are real and they're there. And at some point, I encourage everyone to truly work on yourself so much that what you're working on is not just healing, and what you're working on is not just growth, but what you're working on is your wisdom too. And when I'm talking about wisdom, I'm talking about being able to see those red flags as not just a warning system or an alarm going off, but also something to really clear out that pathway for you to see clearly what's in front of you and make the best of that. And make your executive decision, your wholesome decision that is going to be ever so good for you. Because only you can vouch, advocate, and protect you. And on that note, guys, this has been fun to come back on this platform. I just had to make it a full circle, talk my shit, be a little messy. Because, listen, at this point, I'm going to be all the way messy, ladies and gentlemen. If Neo comes, from this day forward, if anybody's coming on tour that I really want to see, and I know they have to pay like high spousal support or child support, I'm definitely going to go support, because I'm here for the person who's her. But also, I'm here to support this type of movements because some of us need child support or spousal support. But I'm here for this messy shit too. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I'm here for the messiness. I am. Of course, it's at the expense of certain things, and it's not for my joy of seeing a woman or a man go through something that difficult or to be that hurt, right? People deserve privacy. Okay. Let's keep it a little nice here, a little classy, but on a raw talk basis, because this is double dose of raw talk, and on this platform we get comfortable being uncomfortable. No topic is ever off limits. The truth is, nothing is fucking perfect in this world, and the truth is, people are going to do exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, however they want to do it. It's your decision if you choose to allow it to affect you or be done to you. So now on that note, guys, this has been another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. And please be on the lookout, because your girl's coming back, and your girl's coming back stronger than ever. I miss y'all and I love y'all listeners for being ever so loyal. And once again, welcome to my new listeners. Bye. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And we are live on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Make sure to tell a friend to subscribe, rate, and review. Talk to you later. Bye.